Welcome to Street Stories, a podcast of real, raw, and unfiltered stories of homelessness told by Skip Finkfish, founder and pastor of Word on the Street Homeless Ministries. Please be advised these stories are for a mature audience. Our goal is to bring you as close to the reality of homelessness as we can, one story at a time.
Typically on these stories, I talk about a particular individual or two and what's happening in their life or what has happened in their life or the relationship I have with them. I want to talk for a few minutes about a new kind of homelessness or homeless that I'm seeing every single day now. This is August of 2020, coming to the end of August 2020, and we are seeing the results on the street of 3, 4, 5 months of COVID. So we have not a new class of homeless, but a new dimension, I guess, in homelessness that we're seeing every day, and that is COVID homelessness. I'm not talking about homeless people who have COVID. As a matter of fact, ministry-wide, I don't know a homeless person with COVID yet. Out of all of the ministry, and we have literally thousands of people in ministry, and I do not know of a homeless person with COVID. But anyway, I know now more new every day that are now homeless for the first time because of COVID. And the majority of those homeless are women, 20s, 30s, and they are on the street for the first time. They are alone on the street. They have nothing, literally nothing, but the clothes on their back. And they're scared. They don't know what to do. They have no idea how to survive in this setting. Plus, there's the fear of getting COVID, which is constantly being promoted by society and the media and all of that. So, for example, here's the down and dirty. Okay, this is going to be crude. I'm sorry, but this is the reality. The reality is that here and in a lot of cities around the country, we have couples. We have men and women that are living together. He has a low-income job if he's working, and they are living, as the phrase goes, paycheck to paycheck, but they're not even making it paycheck to paycheck. Even the paycheck isn't enough, but they're getting by. I have people in this ministry, they might be in a trailer, they might be in some kind of a low income place, and they're working, he's working, she might have gotten an odd job or two, and so they have to make a choice between, paying the rent or paying, buying food or paying the electric. And so there's a lot of times where if they made enough money to pay the rent, maybe they didn't have enough money to keep the power on. That happens a lot. And so they're living in a place, at least they're in a shelter, but they don't have electricity. We have a lot of people like that. They're getting water if they have city water. and they're surviving paycheck to paycheck. Well, when COVID hits, and all of these lower income service provider, landscapers, I mean, just lower income and day labor jobs as well. When these guys lose their jobs, they lose that income, and quite frankly, they can't afford this woman anymore. There's nothing to bind that solid together. As it's just been that relationship for expediency's sake, and if the woman has a child, that makes it even worse. And so a lot of these guys are simply leaving these women and their children, if they have children, because they can't afford them anymore. And quite frankly, it's cheaper to find physical satisfaction from a stranger for a $20 bill than it is to maintain a relationship with this woman. So we have a lot of women ending up on the street due to COVID. Once they're on the street, and I don't know them, if they know of me because of their previous circumstance and they end up on the street, they will call me. They will contact me asking for help. If they don't know me, but they end up on the street, inevitably they're going to come across someone on the street who does know me. When on an average day, if I receive maybe 15 to 20 contacts per day, in today's world, 12, 13 of that 15 will be people I've never met, people I've never heard of, and people that have been referred to me by another homeless person. So, for example, the other day I went down to meet a guy. I went to the methadone clinic here in Orlando, and I went to meet up with this guy who just got out of prison, and he didn't have anything. He needed everything for a setup for a camp. He needed the tent and the tarp and the sleeping bags. He had a girlfriend. He needed food. He needed everything. He had nothing. He was fresh out of prison. And so I went to meet him in the woods, a wooded area close to the methadone clinic. Big trees back there, underbrush. And anyway, went to meet with him. And when I was walking back into this area, I'd never met him before, so I wasn't sure, what he looked like or anything about him. His name's Andre. He comes out and he starts walking towards me, and you could just see this look on his face of like tremendous relief. And I guess it was just that because he didn't know me and I showed up. He learned about me through another homeless person, who that homeless person learned about me through the Samaritan Resource Center, where I'm also a part. Here's where I'm going with that. When I approached that area and he came out, 12 more people came out from that area. 10 of the 12 were female. 8 of the 10 were new homeless due to COVID. So out of 13 people total, 8 were brand new to homeless. They were all female, and they were new to homeless just within recent weeks. They had nothing but the clothes on their back. They were scared. They didn't know what to do. They didn't know who I was, and they didn't know that I was there, or that I was coming to meet Andre. So, long story short, I had a bin full of these special what I call loaded snack bags that I take to the street with extra items in them, more protein in them, you know, some stuff that they can open and eat. I put the spoon in there and everything is, you know. So I started handing those out. And so here I am with Andre, and I brought stuff for him. And of course, they're all seeing this now. So then they started telling me their individual stories. And all I can tell you is that all of these females are brand new to the street. They have nothing. They're scared. They've been rejected. And we need to help them. We need to help them. When you see a homeless person, you don't know their story. This whole misconception, and it's really it's ignorance. It bothers me a lot. But I will have so many people that will say to me that a homeless person is homeless because they choose to be homeless. They don't want the responsibility. They don't want to work. They just want to drink or do drugs or whatever. And we have these little, or they're mentally challenged in some form or fashion. And we take all of the homeless and we put them into these, 4 or 5 different categories, and we assume that that applies to all of them. That is not the case, folks. You have people who were living their, quote, normal life. And I'm telling you that the overwhelming reason that people are on the street is a life-changing event. Loss of job, divorce, rape. There's just all kinds of reasons that put people on the street. Well, we've got another reason, and it's called COVID. Don't judge that person. This woman, she's on the street because she wants to be on the street. She didn't want the responsibility. She left her kids behind, or she did this, or she did that. That happens, but it's not the general case, or even the majority of the time. Pray for these women. I'm asking the Lord to bring them across my path every single day, and He is. Sometimes 1 or 2, sometimes 8 or 10. But right now we're averaging, when I am on the street, we're averaging as many as 15 to 20 new people in this ministry per day. And many of them are female. And many of the females are on the street due to COVID. I don't know the fix. All I know is I need your help to continue to support me so that I can go. And I will. I give you my word. Please help me go, because I'm gonna go. Pray for the COVID homeless. Thanks. Peace.
Thank you for watching this episode of Street Stories, brought to you by Word on the Street Homeless Ministries. Please follow us on Facebook at Watts for Homeless, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Watts for Homeless. If you would like to learn more information about our ministry here in Orlando, Florida, you can visit us at wattsforhomeless.com. And if you would like to be a monthly donor or give a one-time donation, you can visit wattsforhomeless.com/give. Thank you.